How can you lose a jetliner? How can it vanish in thin air?
How does a Boeing 777, one of the most advanced jets ever built, simply vanish from the sky? For 11 years, that question has been at the heart of the MH370 mystery.
As to what could have caused this tragedy right under our noses. In an era when we have the internet, satellite, radar communication, it just disappears off the radar screen.
Now, we might have our answer. An advanced deep-sea drone, using AI-driven sonar that is 100 times more sensitive than anything used before, has picked up a signal. The ping is coming from a deep underwater trench right along the plane's suspected flight path. This could be the breakthrough that finally allows us to piece together the final moments of the 239 passengers and crew. When the ocean spoke. But not all things are what they seem, and silence doesn't always mean absence. In the years since the official search was called off, technology has made a quantum leap forward. A new generation of autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, has emerged. Equipped with artificial intelligence and sonar systems so powerful, they can map the abyssal plains with a level of detail that was once pure science fiction. At the forefront of this revolution is Ocean Infinity, a marine robotics company that has made a name for itself by finding the unfindable, including the lost submarine ARA San Juan. The thing nobody tells you is that for years, they've remained quietly committed to solving the MH370 mystery, waiting for the right moment and the right technology. That moment has arrived. News has broken that an AI-guided deep-sea drone, part of Ocean Infinity's new fleet, has detected a signal. This isn't another vague sonar shadow or a piece of floating debris. This is a specific, repeating electronic pulse consistent with the underwater locator beacon of a flight recorder, a black box. The signal is emanating from a depth of over 20,000 feet in a treacherous underwater canyon along the notorious 7th Arc, the very line where satellite data suggests the plane made its final descent. For the first time in over 10 years, the search for MH370 is not a blind hunt. It is a targeted recovery. A new AI with sonar 100 times more powerful than anything used in the original search has heard a ghost. After a week of analysis, scientists believe this isn't just a possibility, it's a probability. The world holds its breath as a ship is dispatched because this discovery could finally solve it. But as the drone closed in, the signal revealed a terrifying secret. What many overlooked during the initial frustrating years of the search for MH370 was that the primary limitation wasn't willpower or funding, it was technology. The deep Indian Ocean is a brutal environment. We're talking about depths of up to 23,000 feet, pressures that can crush steel like a soda can, and an underwater landscape of jagged mountains and deep canyons that had never been mapped. The early search teams were essentially trying to find a needle in a haystack the size of a continent, in the dark, using tools that were only just good enough. Their sonar could see, but not with the clarity needed to distinguish a piece of fuselage from a rock formation. To put it mildly, it was a near impossible task. Now, fast forward a decade. The game has completely changed. Ocean Infinity's new fleet of AUVs are not just drones. They are intelligent, deep-sea hunters. The key is their sonar. A standard sonar system sends out a ping and listens for the echo, creating a fuzzy map. But these new drones use something called synthetic aperture sonar, or SAS, coupled with an advanced AI. This system is reportedly 100 times more powerful than what was used in the original search. It doesn't just send one ping, it sends out a rapid burst of signals from different angles as the drone moves. The AI then gathers all these returning echoes and stitches them together, creating a three-dimensional image of the seabed so sharp it's like draining the ocean. We're talking about a resolution that can spot an object the size of a suitcase from hundreds of feet away. This is how the new signal was found. The AI wasn't just listening for a sound, it was looking for a specific electronic signature. Flight recorders are designed to emit a low-frequency ping at 37.5 kHz for at least 30 days after a crash. While the batteries on MH370's black boxes would have died years ago, the thing is, the electronics themselves can still leave a trace. The intense pressure and saltwater corrosion can cause the components to emit a faint, residual electronic field, or acoustic echo when hit with a powerful sonar pulse. It's a 1 in a million shot, a digital ghost that only a system as sensitive as Ocean Infinity's AI-driven sonar could hope to detect. The AI was programmed to ignore 99.9% of the ocean's noise and focus solely on anomalies that match the material composition and electronic signature of a Boeing 777's flight recorder. For weeks, the drone scanned the seabed, its AI sifting through trillions of data points. Then, it found it. A faint but persistent echo, repeating in a pattern that matched the specific alloy and internal wiring of a flight recorder. The location was breathtaking. A deep, narrow trench near the broken ridge, a massive underwater plateau known for its chaotic geology, the perfect place for a wreck to hide, completely shielded from previous, less powerful sonar sweeps. The AI had not only found the haystack, it had found the needle glinting within it. The drone was sent for a closer look, but the truth was worse than anyone expected. A grave of twisted metal. When the AI drone returned to the anomaly for a high-resolution scan, the data it sent back was chilling. For a week, scientists at Ocean Infinity and collaborating agencies analyzed the images, and a horrifying picture of MH370’s final moments began to take shape. The sonar didn't just reveal a debris field, it revealed a scar on the Earth itself. At a depth of 4,000 meters, carved into the seabed, was an impact crater. This wasn't a gentle ditching. The data pointed to a high-speed, near-vertical dive. The main body of the fuselage, identified by its size and the distinct shape of the wing box, had plowed into the soft silt of the ocean floor, creating a gouge over 60 feet deep. The synthetic aperture sonar, with its incredible resolution, painted a grim portrait. The aircraft was not in one piece. The force of the impact was so catastrophic that it had shattered the Boeing 777 into thousands of pieces. The AI identified the two massive Rolls-Royce engines, torn from the wings, lying nearly half a mile from the main impact site. The tail section, with its recognizable vertical stabilizer, was found even further away, suggesting it had broken off during the final, terrifying plunge. The debris was scattered over an area of several square miles, a trail of destruction that spoke of an uncontrolled, high-angle impact at a speed likely exceeding 500 miles per hour. What many overlooked in the initial reports was the analysis of the debris itself. The AI was able to differentiate between materials based on their acoustic reflectivity. It mapped out sections of aluminum from the fuselage, titanium from the engine components, and even the dense, fortified material of the cockpit section. This allowed analysts to reconstruct the sequence of the breakup. The thing nobody tells you is that this level of fragmentation is rare, even in high-speed crashes. It suggested an explosion of kinetic energy so immense that it left almost nothing intact. This physical evidence directly challenged the controlled ditching theory that had been proposed by some experts. There was no sign of a gentle landing on the water. The data screamed of a violent, final, and unsurvivable event. The scientists processing the data reportedly fell silent as the images came into focus. One anonymous source described the moment as seeing a ghost. After a week of cross-referencing every fragment with the known schematics of a Boeing 777, the conclusion was inescapable. They had found it. The analysis left no room for doubt. The emotional weight in the control room was said to be immense, a mixture of grim satisfaction at solving the mystery and profound sadness for the 239 lives lost in such a violent end. The location was confirmed, but it raised a far more disturbing question. Was this an accident? The discovery of the crash site was a monumental achievement, but it also cast a dark shadow over the why. The location of the wreckage, deep in the southern Indian Ocean, and the evidence of a high-speed dive, aligned with one of the most disturbing theories that investigators had wrestled with from the beginning, the pilot-in-command theory. This theory posits that Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a veteran pilot with an impeccable record, deliberately hijacked his own aircraft, depressurized the cabin, and flew it on a meticulously planned route to one of the most remote places on Earth. You see, this theory isn't just wild speculation. It's built on a string of unsettling clues. The transponder and communication systems on MH370 weren't just lost. They were manually turned off. The plane then made a series of sharp, deliberate turns that could only have been executed by a skilled pilot familiar with the Boeing 777. It flew for hours on a path that seemed designed to avoid commercial radar, skirting the boundaries of different air traffic control zones. Many people are crazy about the fact that a flight path eerily similar to MH370's final route was found on Captain Zahari's home flight simulator. While not a smoking gun, it suggested a level of premeditation that was hard to ignore. The new discovery fits this narrative with chilling precision. The high-speed impact is consistent with a death dive, where the pilot would have pushed the plane into a terminal velocity descent in its final moments, ensuring the aircraft would be obliterated upon hitting the water, making recovery almost impossible. To put it mildly, this wasn't the signature of a plane running out of fuel and gliding. This was the signature of an aircraft being driven into the ocean. The location, in a deep and geologically complex trench, also seems too perfect a hiding place to be a coincidence. It suggests the pilot knew exactly where to go to make the plane disappear forever. The thing nobody tells you is that in the aviation community, this theory has been a painful but persistent whisper. No one wants to believe a pilot could be capable of such an act, but the evidence of human intervention is overwhelming. The shutdown of the communication systems, the precise navigation away from known routes, and now the evidence of a high-speed dive all point away from mechanical failure, or a hijacking by outsiders. The simplest, albeit most horrifying explanation, is that the person in control of the plane was the one responsible for its fate. This puts the new discovery in a terrible light. The confirmation of the crash site is a victory for technology and persistence, but it may also be the final piece of evidence in a mass casualty event orchestrated from the cockpit. The silence from official channels in the week following the analysis could be due to the gravity of this implication. Announcing that MH370 has been found is one thing. Announcing that it was likely brought down by its own pilot is a revelation that would send shockwaves through the entire airline industry and force a painful reckoning for the families who have waited so long for answers. The evidence points to a deliberate act, but the motive remains a haunting mystery. A tragedy understood. We, the people of today, stand at the edge of finally closing one of the most painful chapters in modern aviation history. The discovery of MH370, made possible by an AI-powered drone with sonar 100 times more powerful than its predecessors, is a testament to the relentless human spirit of inquiry. For over a decade, we have been like a person staring at a locked door, trying every key we could find. Now, technology has finally handed us the right one. The sonar pings have given us a location, and the high-resolution images have given us a grim but necessary truth about the aircraft's final moments. We are no longer guessing. This new information doesn't just solve the mystery, it presents us with a much larger one. It forces us to confront the human element at the heart of this tragedy. The evidence of a deliberate, high-speed dive moves the conversation from "what happened?" to "why did it happen?" We may have found the wreckage, but we may never fully understand the motive. It suggests we might be a species capable of using our most advanced creations for the most devastating ends. We built a machine that could fly across oceans, and in a single, inexplicable moment, it was turned into a vessel of destruction. The truth Cleo's underwater descendant found in the deep is that the greatest dangers often come not from the machines we build, but from the intentions of those who control them. Are we missing a key detail that would change everything overnight? The AI data points to a deliberate act, but the human heart remains the ultimate black box. It suggests that history is not a straight line of progress, but a tangled web of brilliance and despair, and that even our greatest technological achievements are fragile in the face of human choice. This new chapter doesn't just solve the mystery of MH370, it asks us to look in the mirror. It suggests that for all our advancements, we are still grappling with the same fundamental questions of purpose, desperation, and the darkness that can lie within. The truth found in the depths of the Indian Ocean is that we may have solved the what, but the why will haunt us forever. What do you believe truly happened in the cockpit of MH370? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.